Hello, welcome to the podcast. My name is Jo, and today's episode is going to be all about date night spots on Burton Road. Now, if you are new to the podcast, you may have noticed that it is called Single Society, and that is because this is predominantly a space for reframing how we talk about singles life, looking at it through a much more positive lens. So, why an episode about date night spots? Because dating can mean many different things. It may be that you are going on a romantic date with your life partner, somebody that you're dating or seeing, but it can also be going out for date nights with friends. We've had Galentine's this week, Valentine's, all those lovely celebrations. But you can also take yourself on solo dates. So, whoever you are listening to this, whatever your relationship status is at the moment, this is for you. Yeah, there are different ways of celebrating what love looks like in your life at the moment, whether that's a romantic partner, love for our friends and family, or perhaps most importantly, the love we have for ourselves as well. And why Burton Road? Now, a lot of you listening may be local, and if you are, congrats. You, like me, live in the best place in the world. Not that I'm biased at all, of course. But for those of you who don't live on or near Burton Road, let me just give you a little bit of context as to where we are geographically. So, Burton Road connects Withington and Didsbury, which are in South Manchester. Manchester, of course, being the best city in the UK. Now, again, it's possible, just possible, that there's a little bit of bias creeping in there, but I do genuinely think that Manchester is just the most wonderful place to live. You can get out into the countryside so quickly, but then you've got all of the advantages that come to being in a city: the shopping, the theatre, the connections, and we have an international airport, so you can get anywhere you like in the world. If you're not already living here, I don't know why not. You should move to Manchester. South Manchester specifically is very lovely, and this road, Burton Road, which connects Withington and Didsbury, is famous because it has lots of independent bars, restaurants, cafes, shops of various kinds. So there is lots to do and enjoy here, and it's a great night to go on dates, whether that's with yourself or with somebody else, whatever works for you at the moment. So, this episode is going to be making some suggestions as to where you might go locally, whether you live just around the corner, or I would seriously recommend travelling here. There is a lot to enjoy. So, wherever you're listening, hopefully there is something for you. It would be impossible for me to tell you the full list of places that you could go out and enjoy on Burton Road. There are just too many of them. But what I will do is, in the description box below, I will link you to a full business directory of all the independently owned places along Burton Road. So there's loads of places you could go, explore, and enjoy. I'm going to highlight a few though. The first one, perhaps the classic choice, is Sip, which is a really gorgeous wine bar. It's run by Trisha and Nick, who are an absolutely lovely couple. It's very relaxed, very inclusive. They have a library of wine essentially, so you can go and you can try as many different wines as you'd like. It's a kind of tap system, or more conventionally, you can order a bottle and enjoy it. You can also buy wine there to take away, but it's a lovely, really cozy space to sit in, and it's quite small, so it doesn't feel overwhelming. It feels really intimate. The team there are just absolutely fabulous. And Sip is right across the road from the Met, which, if you are local, you probably know, or you might have heard of. It's this beautiful old pub. It used to be a coaching inn, so where carriages would change horses. It's really old, beautiful historical building, and there's loads of drinks options there. I love the Met. It's probably the extreme opposite to Sip though, in that Sip is quite small, really intimate, very relaxed, really beautiful space. The Met's pretty big, it's pretty huge. It's the biggest venue we have on Burton Road. So if you're wanting to go on somewhere afterwards, the Met's also open a little bit later. They tend to have the fires there during winter and things. So it is a really lovely space to enjoy as well. If you're wanting to go on somewhere afterwards, that's an option for you. The place that is open latest on Burton Road is Drawing Room. So if you're out with somebody else and the night is going particularly well, you might want to take it all the way to Drawing Room, which stays open till 2 in the morning. So that's the latest option that we have. But there are loads of other places for date spots as well. Perhaps a less conventional choice that I'm going to recommend is actually the Old Bakery, which is a really gorgeous space. They do teas, cakes, coffees, all kinds of different things. More of a daytime venue, daytime date place. They do Sunday roast now as well. And something I really love about it is it's probably the most, or one of the most down to earth places that we have on Burton Road. So if you're looking for just something with a slightly more relaxed atmosphere, that's fab. It's probably one of the most affordable places as well. The team are phenomenal. They're so on it there. So that's another a great shout if you are looking particularly for a daytime date activity. Then I'm also going to recommend Sante, which are just, I think if you know me, if you found this episode through the Instagram account, again I'll link that below, you will already know that Sante is one of my all-time favorite places. I do think it's just absolutely stunning. It's beautiful decor, kind of blues and purples, Mediterranean inspired, and all very relaxed. They do fabulous cocktails, they do tapas, perfect for sharing dishes, or if you are on a solo date, you can try lots of things yourself. And the team are so lovely. They'll look after you really well. They'll make recommendations about how things should can be paired together. So Sante is a really good choice. As I say, I cannot list everywhere, so apologies because I know I'm going to miss out loads. Please do look at the business directory that is linked in the description. But another one I wanted to mention was the George Charles, because it's kind of a classic pub, but like an elevated pub, which is on the corner of Burton Road. And one of the reasons I wanted to mention it, aside from the fact it is just fabulous, is that they do this brilliant blend of like classic British pub food. Like that's what the George Charles did in a really good way. Like it is in an elevated way. So even like their burgers, it's like a burger done well, you know? But then they also have partnered with Unagi, who do sushi. So there's loads of different sushi options there. And I love seeing it when people go on dates there and one person's ordered like bangers and mash and then another one is there with their sushi. And you can get both because why not? So if you've got people, if you're going with someone who's got different food preferences to you, the George Charles is just a really fun place to do that with. And then finally, final recommendation for now is Reserve Wine. Again, it's a wine shop rather than a wine bar, but they do have a really beautiful private dining room at the back. So again, it's a really lovely intimate space, fabulous library of wines, definitely worth checking it out. Let me know where you try in the comments and subscribe so that you can follow along with more episodes soon. See you there.